I honestly think it's kind of weird that it's kind of hard to find a graphic tee, especially because how popular they are. But in order to solve this, here is a list of the 8 places I love to pick up graphic tees from. Now, graphic tees are pretty much essential for the summer. They're a huge piece in men's streetwear. So you need this especially for the summer, because in the summer you really can't do too much. You can't really layer, you can't really explore with too much. So a graphic t-shirt is a perfect way to stand out in summer streetwear. So without wasting any more time, let's get straight into the list. The first one is going to be Legacy Threads. Now, I only have one shirt from them, and so far I can already tell you this is one of the best places you could pick up graphic tees. The one shirt that I have is from the artist The Weeknd. I really like his music, and I like this shirt even more. I really like the colorway. It's black and purple, which is a really cool colorway. This has been one of my favorite shirts lately. I've been wearing it a lot. I can already tell you that I'm going to be picking up way more shirts from Legacy Threads. Now, the types of shirts that they sell are mostly from different artists like The Weeknd. I've seen some Kendrick Lamar ones, some J. Cole ones. So pretty much some of the top artists, and also honestly some of your favorite artists. You could probably find them from Legacy Threads. The shirt was pretty affordable. It was only around $20, so I highly suggest that you pick them up. The second place I love to pick up my graphic tees from are from Paxton. Now, in general, this is probably one of my go-to stores, and every single time I pop in, I always find some good pieces, especially when it comes to graphic tees. And the reason for this is because not only do they sell their own pieces, which are really cool, they also retail other places like North Face, Playboy, Converse, pretty much a bunch of different places like that, which makes this one of the best places to pick up graphic tees because they have a variety of different brands that you can choose from. So when you go to Paxton, you're more than likely going to find a good piece that suits you as well. And in the chance, if you haven't looked into graphic tees, I really suggest them just because, like I said, when it comes to summer, instead of wearing like plain basic shirts, which look pretty cool, a good way to switch up your style is with some good graphic tees. Now, if you have been watching any of my other videos, I always tell you that you should have a range of different aesthetics and different styles. So a good way to switch it up is graphic tees if you haven't already. But the third place that I love to pick up my graphic tees from are Thrifted. Now, the reason why I like them so much is because I understand that a lot of you are on a budget, which is totally fine because I am the same exact way. So the best places that you could pick up some graphic tees for a very affordable price are going to be thrift stores. Now, a perfect example of this is this New York Yankee shirt that I picked up for literally only $3. When I checked online, this exact shirt retails for around $35. So that's honestly a huge difference. So if you haven't tried thrifting already, I highly advise that you do. Now, when it comes to thrift stores, there are 2 options that you can go from. You can go for that more vintage wash look, or you could honestly look for some pieces that haven't really been worn too much and are practically brand new, which I know might not sound like a possibility when it comes to thrift stores, but I promise you it is. I don't know how many times I went to the thrift store and picked up some pieces that still have the tag on them, so I highly advise that you check them out. Considering the huge price difference that I just said, $3 and $35, that's a big difference. So if you haven't tried it already, I highly advise that you do. The fourth place is a really good place to pick up some vintage t-shirts, but it's gonna be a little bit more expensive. Now, when you check Depop or eBay, you can find some really nice vintage pieces, especially graphic tees, which of course is like the whole main idea of this video, but you can find some nice graphic tees on eBay or Depop, but it's going to cost you a little bit more. And the reason for this is because a lot of people like to resell things that they found from Thrifted. So basically they found like a $3 shirt that's really cool from a thrift store. They go on Depop and then they sell it for a little bit more. So since it is used, it is going to be less expensive than a brand new thing. But if you're into that whole vintage trend, Depop is going to be a really good option, especially if you're like me, who doesn't really have a lot of patience to go thrifting, because thrifting does require patience. If you don't have patience and you feel like that you just can't find anything good, Depop and eBay are going to be a great option to pick up some graphic tees. The fifth one on the list is going to be Urban Outfitters. Now, I really like to pick up some graphic tees from them. The only problem is they can get a little bit expensive. Now, if you look for them full price, of course, they're going to be pretty expensive, like I mentioned earlier. However, if you're like me and you don't have a lot of money to be spending like that, I'm going to be giving you my 2 secrets to finding the best deals online, especially when it comes to Urban Outfitters, because I promise you 8 out of 10 times, I'm not going to be paying full price. So the first thing that I like to do is sort low to high, and then the second thing I like to do is check their clearance section. Now, these 2 things I feel like are really overlooked when it comes to online shopping. And these 2 things, I promise you, you're going to find the best deals this way. So if you haven't tried these things already and you like to go shopping online, especially if you're looking for graphic tees from Urban Outfitters. The 6th place is going to be H&M. Now, I personally really like H&M. I know some people don't, but if you're an H&M hater, trust me when I say this, H&M is a perfect place to pick up graphic tees, because all my graphic tees that I picked up from H&M were only $20 to $25, so it is very affordable. And if you're debating checking them out, I highly advise that you do. The 7th place is going to be a very low-key place that not a lot of people know about, and that is going to be Anoka Power. Now, the reason why I like Anoka Power so much is because I really like these Ralph Lauren Polo Bear tees. But if you haven't seen these already, basically these price at $50. Now these Anoka Power tees are pretty much the same exact thing, but they're only $25, $30. I can't really remember. Now they have a huge variety of different types of shirts like this. As you can tell, the one that I'm wearing right now, it's like a teddy bear on the moon, which is really cool. I really like that. But they sell some basketball teddy bear ones, which are really cool as well. And like I said, this is a very low-key brand. If anything, they're more of a gym brand, but I bought their t-shirts. I really like them. So I also wear these same exact pieces day to day, even when I'm not in the gym. So I highly advise that you check out Anoka Power if you haven't already. The 8th and final place that I love to pick up my graphic tees are from ASOS. Now ASOS is another store that sells a variety of different brands. So when you go to the ASOS website, you're going to find a ton of brands that they sell, like Calvin Klein, Tommy Hilfiger, or any other brands that you haven't even heard of. That's how many brands they sell, just brands that you haven't even heard of yet. But anyways, these are a really good place to pick up some graphic t-shirts, just because all these brands sell their own unique pieces. And like I said, since they retail a bunch of different brands, you're going to find some really unique pieces that you haven't seen before, especially because you could do the same exact thing that I mentioned earlier, sort low to high. Check out their sales section because ASOS is always having sales. So that makes ASOS a perfect place to pick up graphic tees. So yeah, those are the 8 places that I love to pick up my graphic tees from. If you haven't tried graphic tees, I've mentioned it time and time again throughout this entire video and even other videos. Highly advise that you try them out, especially for summer. But I hope this video did help you out, and if it did, make sure to leave a like. I would really appreciate it. And if you are new around here in this channel, I simplify men's fashion and fitness. So if you want to learn more about that, make sure to subscribe right here. And if you want to see more videos from me, here are a few that I think could really help you out. But other than that, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Later.